Pope Francis, a shepherd to the world, today in Vatican City. The bells of St. Peter's Basilica rang solemnly at dawn on April 21st, 2025, as the world mourned the passing of Pope Francis, the 266th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church. He died peacefully at the age of 88 at his residence in Domus Sanctae Marthae within the Vatican, surrounded by close aides and clergy who had walked beside him during his remarkable 12-year papacy. Born Jorge Mario Bergoglio on December 17, 1936, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, he became the first Jesuit pope, the first from the Americas, and the first non-European pontiff in over a millennium. His election on March 13, 2013, marked the beginning of a papacy rooted in humility, mercy, and radical compassion. He was known as the People's Pope. From the very beginning, Pope Francis set a new tone by choosing the name Francis after Saint Francis. Francis of Assisi, known for his devotion to peace and the poor, he signaled a papacy that would focus on service rather than power. He declined the traditional apostolic palace, instead choosing a modest apartment, and often surprising the faithful by personally calling them or showing up unannounced at hospitals and shelters. "He made holiness feel reachable," said one tearful nun in St. Peter's Square. "He showed us Christ not on a throne, but in the streets." He was a bridge builder in a divided world. Throughout his papacy, Pope Francis made inclusivity a cornerstone of his mission. He opened dialogue between Christians, Muslims, Jews, atheists, and others, preaching that love, not dogma, is the greatest commandment. He challenged economic systems that neglected the poor, and his encyclical Laudato Si became a global rallying cry for environmental stewardship. He often said, "Who am I to judge?" a phrase that captured his openness to people from all walks of life, especially those who had felt alienated from the Church. In the final weeks of his life, Pope Francis had remained active despite visible signs of physical decline. His last public appearance, a blessing from the window of the Apostolic Palace on Palm Sunday, drew tens of thousands. On April 21, 2025, he passed quietly in the Vatican, leaving behind a world profoundly shaped by his example. As news of his passing spread, churches from Buenos Aires to Manila rang their bells. Vigils were held on every continent. In Rome, flowers and handwritten prayers now blanket the gates of the Vatican. He may be dead, but his legacy lives on. Pope Francis redefined what it meant to be a spiritual leader in the 21st century. He was a pope of action, of listening, of mercy. He leaves behind a legacy not of politics, but of presence, of being with people in their suffering, confusion, and joy, as he once reflected during Holy Week. In the cross, we see the greatness of God's love. In the resurrection, we see our future. Indeed, the world grieves the loss of a man who made faith feel alive again. But in every act of kindness, in every moment of mercy, the spirit of Pope Francis will continue to shepherd the world.